James Crawford, lovely to have you on our perfectly placed platform. Thank you very much. Firstly, before we continue about your runners on Tuesday, massive congratulations to you and your team with Mont Petit Cherie. We were chatting off air. Obviously an exciting filly and one to follow for the punters with the KZN season very much alive now.
No, very much alive, Brandon. We've always thought a lot of her as a filly. She's, she never disgraced herself here. Fillies Guineas, there was a little bit of a mucus that she had, which just set her back a touch. But I think her last run in Cape Town and this run, I kept her a little bit underdone just so she could come on further during the season. And for her to go out and win, I think just goes to show the class of her ability. And I think we still got a lot of fun with her to have this season. So. Yeah, I think it's onwards and upwards from here, and I think Ridgemont and the Heifers are going to have some fun.
Well, we can see you got a pep in your step, Jamesy. We're going to follow you now for Tuesday, where I think you've got some competitive runners. Let's start in race 2, where you got Signal Dante. I believe that's how we say it. He's a horse that obviously we need to follow closely. I mean, I've looked at the field closely. Had the one run over 1,200 meters. I'm sure he's made the necessary improvements. He's very much alive at a decent price.
No, he is, Brandon. We think he's a nice little horse. He's obviously got a bit to do. He's still got a bit of improvement, but he's come along nicely from that run. He's doing things well at home. His work's improved, and I definitely think he could be up in your places, or maybe even flash up in the winner's box on Tuesday.
Okay, so one that we need to keep a close eye on, Signal Dante in race number 2. Then race 3, Jamesy, over 1,400 meters. I know that Wild Applause is fancied in a big way. You've got Sweet Conifer in the race. Richard Fourie gets the run. Last run I thought was good enough over 1,700. You've brought her back in trip to 1,400, which is probably key.
Yeah, Brandon, she's been a touch disappointing. She's never far off of them. We have equipped the tongue tie now just to see if we can get a little bit more out of her. Her work's been good at home. There's no excuses for her. So however she runs is, I think, what she's capable of at the end of the day. And it's a make or break for her. So we're going to see how she goes on Tuesday. If she performs well enough, she'll stick around. Otherwise, we'll have to assess what we're going to do with her after that.
Okay, she's got the draw in her favour, whereas the stable companion doesn't. Drawn 10, Supreme Fate. Rested 111 days, but good enough form. I thought if she could beat the draw, she could be one horse that needs to go into the play. How's her well-being?
She's very well back at home, Brandon. She's probably just a gallop underdone. I think she will need it just a touch, but I expect her to run a really good race. I think she could maybe flash up in your quartets.
Okay, so then we go to race 4. This will go off at 2:10. Very competitive race. You got number 4, Spoil Yourself. Louis Mkotwa gets the ride. She's probably been a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, Brandon, we actually thought quite a lot of this filly early on in her career. She showed us some really stellar work back at home. Her first few runs for the yard was really outstanding. We thought she was going to progress a lot from there, but she actually just went a touch sour and she started doing things the wrong way and didn't really want to race. So we've changed a few things with her. We've sent her away for a break. We've brought her back into racing, keeping in mind that we want to keep her on the happier side of things. I think her last run was a very gutsy effort over a trip far short of her best. I think she's come along from that last run. I still probably say she's maybe just about one off, but I definitely also think if she brings everything through on Tuesday, she could definitely flash up also into your quartets or your places.
Great. Then you've got number 10, Elegant Noble in the race as well. Well documented, needed his last run badly. I'm sure also would have tightened up from it. Is he still one run too short of seeing him at his best?
He was off for a very long time, Brandon. So we've been very patient in just bringing him back to a point that he's ready to get back to the course. I think last time was actually quite a valiant effort over a trip far short of his best. You can see he's definitely meant to go further, but horses are always going to run somewhat fresh after such a long layoff over a trip short of their best. So we're just keeping him short of where he's comfortable for now. I think it's a better way just to build him on and get him back into a happy point where he's going to be competitive over the right kind of distance. For me, it's just another run under his belt after his long layoff.
You'll wrap up with probably one of your better ones on the day. That's Midway. Great run last time. He's been sliding in the ratings. He's going to be competitive here, surely.
Yeah, Brandon, he's come down a lot in the ratings. He's looking really good back at home. His work's been stellar. We've actually been waiting to run this boy for a little while, so I think he's got a big chance on Tuesday. I'll make him probably our best run on the day.
Great, because that was my next question. Best of the day. There we go. The punters have got it Midway. James, great to see you. Keep up the good work, and we'll be hoping to catch up with you through the winter here in Cape Town, and more importantly, in KZN for the summer. Well done.
Thank you.